Tell her I've come back for you. To remind you of something. Something you once knew. That this world is not real.
Hey everyone, it's Billy Rude from 58 magazine, and today's video is about love. What is love? It may be the solution to all men and women's difficulties, problems, and issues, but how do we find out what it is? The love I'm interested in talking about isn't human love, which is pleasure, competition, jealousy, possession, holding, controlling, or interference to others, but the divine love, which is beautiful, untouched, and uncorrupted. Love is not a product of thought, which is of the past. Love is always active, in the present. To really love someone is to love without hate, jealousy, anger, interference, condemning, comparing, but with pure abandonment. When there is love, there is no duty or responsibility. It is like taking care of a plant or a flower, nurturing it and allowing it to grow with gentleness and tenderness. But society has programmed us to prepare ourselves to fit in a box which creates death and destruction. That is not love, but war. So how can we teach each other to love without fear, dependence, jealousy, possessiveness, domination, responsibility, self-pity, and agony? Can we find love without discipline, thought, enforcement, books, teachers, or leaders? Can we find it like finding a beautiful flower? Can we find passion without the motive? We must find it without seeking it, but with an innocent mind. Can we create this kind of innocent mind in a not so innocent world? Can we find love outside the field of thought, the field of consciousness? Can we become aware of this different dimension called love? This dimension exists inside of us, and we stumble upon it when we are not seeking, wanting, pursuing, or lusting. It is when we want nothing, we become everything, which is inward and silent. Fear is what rules most of us. This part of us is what sees limitation and separation in everything. Survival mode. Fear is the amplifier of thought and will bring you whatever you fear. Fear draws it unto you 1,000-fold. Failure is just an emotional attitude which seizes the flow of life force. It is a reality to those who believe it is a reality. No one ever fails at life, ever. We are just learning.
Still looking to the horizon. Never here, now. The need in front of your nose. Pass on what you have learned. Strength, mastery. But weakness, folly, failure also. Yes, failure most of all. The greatest teacher failure is. We are what they grow beyond. That is the true burden of all masters.
How would we know what perfection is until we have been imperfect? Perfection is in the moment of knowing that what you are is already perfect, that you are already the grandest there is. When all realize that they are perfect, no one will ever fail and no one will ever make errors or mistakes. All will succeed in the full expression of their own creative intelligence. Never look at anything with the possibility of failure before you even embark on it. Rather, look at it as a possibility of happiness.
He showed you the wickedness of man and knew you would not look away. But then you saw goodness too. The choice was put in your hands because he put it there. He asked you to decide if we were worth saving. And you chose mercy. You chose love. He has given us a second chance. Be a father. Be a grandfather. Help us to do better this time. Help us start again.
Whatever you find ugly, wrong, despising, is because you also possess it. Whatever you find beautiful, lovely, understanding, sweet in another individual is because of you. They mirror back to self. You can never identify in another what you have never known in yourself. What you perceive and see in another represents you, yourself, in every moment. There is nothing more beautiful than what you are. So we must never try to be like anyone else, think like anyone else, or look like anyone else. Love is the love of self, not another. When couples embrace, you are embracing yourself. When we love another, you love yourself. You are embracing the being within you, which is a knowing force of awesome power. No one can give unconditional love. They must become it. Love is life's greatest mystery, wild, free-moving, mysterious, and unlimited. It exists in all things, and when felt, gives an emotion of unlimitedness within. Love of oneself, there is nothing greater. To master love of self is not a mystery. It is mastered through the action of thought by thinking, love, and joy. If you are not feeling peaceful, you have cut yourself off from it. You look for things to make you happy. They never will. If you don't have anything to be happy about, perhaps you should look at you. You are enough of a reason to be happy. You are the intelligence of all life and the engineer of joy, fulfillment, and happiness. We have forgotten the priority of self-discovery and have become fearful beings that fear the dark rather than conquering it. The real world exists only in emotion, not by logic, but moving love. We do everything in life for emotion and feeling, and the grandest of all is love and joy.
Surely you must know it was all for you. I would have to tell you. You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you. I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
Well then. Your hands are cold.
That is why we marry, have relationships, so we can learn about ourselves in this feeling called love. We are here to experience everything in this illusion, to bring about creative intelligence feelings, to allow us to know who we are. What we feel inside upon this platform called life will compose an experience of a manifested situation that will bring to us the same reflection of our being, the same reflection of feeling. Your every moment is the reflection of a thought a moment ago. Everything you think manifests your destiny. Whatever you want, feel what it is like. That is called will. That is why love is called magic. This is how you create your destiny and whatever is needed within your soul totality. To have all we want is through our emotions, become what you want within your being. That fulfillment and manifestation will match that feeling when you demonstrate your awesome power to self from uncertainty to certainty. You become a god. Then you can alter life in frequency and become whatever you wish to become in any moment.
Cooper, what are you doing?
Docking.
Endurance rotation is 67, 68 RPM.
Okay, get ready to match our spin with the retro thrusters.
It's not possible.
No, it's necessary.
When we love, we begin to blossom like a flower, like a lotus blossom, and our vibration raises from the pit of our being to the height of beingness and experience a rush of unlimited thought in the body, an emotion and a feeling which cannot be explained because it is unlimited. This is why we call love mysterious and grand, because love connects us closer to the greatest mystery of all. To live is to love yourself in this now. The path is your path. You are the maker of your path. Thus you are always on the right path. Feel what it is that you want, and that feeling of that desire will manifest right before you. Create for the joy of creating. Express your creativity and intelligence as a perfect being living for joy. Then that joy has a solidity and form upon the vibration of all your desires. So never ever not love you. Enjoy everything about yourself in however way you are. This is a game for imaginative adventurers to gain new realities through self. We must be okay with intimidating the integrity of mass consciousness, so we may allow them to see something brilliant and great within themselves. We will never lead until we stop following.
Is this some sort of test? In a way, it's all a test. For everybody.
Most people live life on the path we set for them, too afraid to explore any other. But once in a while, people like you come along who knock down all the obstacles we put in your way. People who realize free will is a gift you'll never know how to use until you fight for it.
We have to start listening to our own thoughts, our own ideas, our own intelligence, and express it into life, into now. Then we become leaders who are governed by love. In loving ourselves, we are learning freedom. Freedom from fear, limitation, pain, age, and even death. What was missing before will be complete. What has been out of touch with shall be felt. Remember, every emotion determines reality. Add to this reality with your beingness of love. Everything that we become, this plane becomes greater and grander. Do not be afraid to be yourself or dare to be unlimited in your thinking. Dare to think beyond the restrictive thought and live it, for a greater life awaits us if we believe it. When you are happy in yourself and others are projecting gloom and doom, do not fall prey to what they are doing. Be happy in spite of them and for them. Just look them in the eye and remind them of the powerful being that they really are. Then we begin to love all things as experiences of emotion rather than despise them. Spiritualness is called life. There is no separation. To teachers, they should make you more aware of you. That is the most intimate relationship with a teacher you can have. To be spiritual is not to ponder whatever or to still your mind or condition it. You become spiritual by living life, That is how you become a god. There's no sacred rite that will connect you to the infinite. You already are. All you have to do is to go and live it, to allow it to be seen. Living life will enlighten and bring joy to your world. Beings are remembered not by what they said, but what they did. Be at peace with that which you are. Leave yourself alone and allow yourself to bloom, and every moment become the ideal of that of which you are. What we need to experience is experiences. That is where the adventure is. Unlimitedness. Wisdom is accumulated emotion. You will only experience the things that you desire to. Every experience, moment to moment, adds to your being. When there is love, there is freedom, a purification of the mind with strength and spirit. Love cleanses the mind of evil, so you may live. The more unlimited we become, the more joyful and silliness you will see in these games, these illusions of life. When we light up the dark of this world, and as an example of love within our being, and present an ideal for others to live by. You are creatively expressing your intelligence and bliss. All we have to do is live and shine.
I used to want to save the world, to end war and bring peace to mankind. But then I glimpsed the darkness that lives within their light, and learned that inside every one of them, there will always be both. A choice each must make for themselves, something no hero will ever defeat. And now I know that only love can truly save the world.
Love is a consciousness without restriction, limitation, and without doubt. Those who attain this knowledge of self are the future. Then one day, through unlimited feeling, unlimited thought, our soul will be complete and ascend this life. This is divine ascension, where the body never dies. When we encompass all of the emotions and all of life's spectrum, we return to Source. To go back to Source means to go back into you, around you, through you, by you. There you will find happiness. For you will not let yourself down. No one outside of yourself will ever give you the love you desire. Love is not a means to an end. Love is the totality of self and everyone around you. Love inspires us to strive for greatness and to see beauty where others only see ugliness and regret. It allows our minds to sing and fly and to bring life the promise of a new dream. Love truly is the blood of poetry and beauty. We are the consciousness that animates our body and makes it unique, as elusive and free as love itself. And that great mystery of love is you.
Did you have a nightmare? I have nightmares too. Someday I'll explain it to you. Why they came. Why they won't ever go away. But I'll tell you how I survive it. I make a list in my head of all the good things I've seen someone do. Every little thing I can remember. It's like a game. I do it over and over. It gets a little tedious after all these years, but there are much worse games to play.
Thank you again for watching this video about love. And please do not forget to subscribe to future videos where I use this knowledge to life.